What's going on, family and friends? Welcome again to another edition of the Journey Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Terrell Ward. I am excited today. I can't express the joy that I feel during a time where my heart is very heavy. And I know that sounds a little contradictory, but I'll explain. I just found out maybe about an hour or so ago that one of my very good friends, very good friends, unfortunately passed away. He was a brother to me. We used to call each other brothers for another mother. He was an older white guy, and I'm a young black kid. And he was a mentor to me. I actually met this great guy, Vince, when I was selling commercial real estate. And he was a client of mine, and we became good friends afterwards. And I mean, the amount of joy and amount of knowledge and peace and just things that I'm thankful for that he brought to my life, I can't even put into words. And so my heart is extremely heavy today because his death was unexpected. Yet at the same time, I'm joyful and thankful that I got an opportunity to meet such a great man, and the things that he's instilled into me, I can't even put into words or even add any value to. And so and it's interesting because today's podcast, I wanted to talk specifically about why we need to be grateful every day. Why we need to be grateful every day. Gratitude, shall I say, is defined as the quality. I thought that was interesting. The quality of being thankful. I thought that was very interesting that gratitude can be defined as a quality of an individual. The quality of being thankful, of being, appreciative of others, or whatnot, for whatever is being given or offered or done for them. And we live in a life that it just seems like a take type of environment. And people seem, and from my opinion, and if Vince was here, he would say it during his day as well, people are depressed, people are frustrated, people are angry, people are distraught because of the situations in life and because of their circumstance in life, whether it's financially, whether it's, in their marriage, whether it's in their personal health or their personal development, where they feel they should be in their career or whatnot, or, or in their life in general, right? Maybe in a relationship with their kids. And I personally myself am an individual that does not typically take the time very often to embrace the moment. I'm an individual that consistently, over the years, I'm always looking to the next thing. And it's not that I'm not happy or thankful for what I have done or, haven't done, if you will. I just don't get too high or too low because I'm always on to the next. And today, leading up to today, obviously, because this was going to be the topic that I felt on my heart to share, today really drove that point home, that you have to cherish every single moment that you have because you don't know when it's going to go. We spend so much time meeting people and quickly, making judgments and assessments and moving on to the next thing. And, in the business that I'm in, it's, every month you got a new goal. So you can't even really celebrate or get too down from the last month because you got to move on to the next. Like, you got a new goal. You got something else going. Don't matter how tired you are, how frustrated you are. There's a new number that clicks on the books at midnight. And you got to be ready for that number, and everything else doesn't matter anymore, good, bad, or indifferent. And we live life like that. We're on to the next. You get a promotion. Now it's like you get more responsibility. Go. It's like you get married, you dating and you appreciating that person. Next thing you know, you get married. Now you're a husband. Go. Provide. Or you're a wife, all right? You have a baby, right? You lead up to the baby, and then it's like, be a mom now. Be a mom. Be busy. Go. And you have to take a minute to step back and be thankful and show some gratitude for the moments that you have had. Now, and the reason why I say this is so important, because, right, I'm not saying anything new today. Every single person under the sound of my voice right now has heard this before. And if you haven't, God bless you. Take this to heart. Don't be like me and many others, countless others that hear this and keep going in the rat race and just moving forward, not thinking and not being thankful, because we actually miss out on so much more when we're not living in a state of gratitude. Okay. Now I'm going to give you an example, and the reason why I'm stressing this point so much today. One of my biggest frustrations was that I felt like, at one point in time, I may have taken a path in my life that maybe wasn't the best for where I was trying to go, right? One of my biggest goals was, to ultimately own an NBA team, be a billionaire, et cetera, et cetera. That was one of my goals when I was younger, right? When I was 19. I mentioned that before in a previous podcast. Well, after you start reading a lot of these books, they say stay nimble, stay lean, keep down your debt, don't get married too quick, don't have kids, blah 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 blah. It's like be lean, be flexible, so you can keep trying as many things as you need to, and so you can know what you want to do and be willing to have the time to take the risk and the agility to take the risk without having too much burden financially or family burden on you, right? That's so many experts and books say. Well, that was kind of depressing for me because before I was done with school and right after I finished school, I had my first son. And right after that, I got married. And then a couple years after that, I had another kid. And, and then you already know from previous podcasts, I got over $100,000 in student loan debt. So literally when I was looking at this map, I'm 30 years old, right? I'm 33 now, but at 30, I'm like, holy smokes. I did every single thing they said not to do. This is not going to work now. I'm not going to be able to do this because I don't have that. I don't have the time, right? I work a job that, requires me to be there anywhere between 8 to 16 hours a day. And then that job isn't necessarily putting me in the position to get to NBA owner status. Okay. So I'm looking at all these things and I'm just like, I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. I don't have that. And it came down to a point just 2 weeks ago where I had to step back. And I said, hold on. I keep talking about what I don't have and what I need still and what I'm trying to get. What do I have? Like, what have I done? And I realize this flexibility, and that's what I just talk about that specifically to everything. This flexibility that all these experts said that I was supposed to have because I didn't have that. I didn't have the family ties. I wasn't married. I didn't have the kid. And all this stuff that they said don't do, I had all of it. So I got in this mindset of thinking I can't have what I want to have now because I'm too far in the hole. But then I stopped and I said, you know what? And I looked back over my life and I said, hold on. I moved from Florida to California with a wife and kids for more opportunity. I moved from California to Arizona for opportunity. That's why I ended up meeting Vince at. I can't put any value on that. Then I left from there for work over to Maryland. And then now from Maryland, potentially to Texas. And I started thinking about it. I said, hold on. Every single thing. I've been trying new things. I've started several businesses. I've done several different things, in work, out of work, been on different special leadership teams in work, like all tried, put my hand and dabbled in a lot of stuff, figured out what I didn't like to do, understand what I really enjoy doing. And also I think I'm okay at it. That's how this podcast started. And I said to myself, oh my goodness, everything that I needed, flexibility, all this stuff, I already had. I had to go back and apologize to my wife and thank her for allowing and working, not I don't want to say allowing, working with me in a capacity that most women that I know, now I'm not saying every woman here, I'm talking about, most of the ones I know, would not operate in. I mean, every place that I just named, moving around, it was always me initiating that. It was me, hey, you want to try this new thing over here? Okay. My wife's like, okay, you believe in it? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, man, we lost a few thousand on that one, babe. Okay, we did? Yeah, well, now we learned. And I think about that, and I'm just like, I had to stop. Once I finally stopped and became grateful and thankful for what I did have, it was revealed to me that everything that I needed, according to the experts, I already had. Now, it wasn't packaged up in the pretty little box that they said it should be in. However, it was in a box that was uniquely me for my situation and still allowed me to do what I needed to do to have this type of success that I want to have. And so that is the key, one, if not the most important facts about gratitude. Having that quality of thankfulness, allows you to see what you have. It takes your mind off of what you need and you want, right? I mean, there's a lot of, studies that talk about, our unlimited wants and blah, 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 and all this other stuff, right? Well, guess what? When you are thankful, you gotta be thankful for what you have. It tends to focus you in on what you have in that moment. It puts you in that place of saying, thank God for my wife. Yeah, it may not be perfect, but everything that I needed her to be for me to get here, or us to get here, she was. Right? I thank God for my kids. They were everything that I needed them to be for us to get there. Thank you for my job, because it was everything that I needed to get me to the next place. Even a bad job. Listen, I met Vince at the worst job I ever had in my life. But yet that job produced some of the greatest relationships and strategic business partnerships I ever had in my life. You can't tell me that job was not ordained by God. You can't tell me that. Even if I just met Vince, that job was worth the headache and the craziness that went on in that place. Okay? I mean, look, this was a place that got federally investigated after I left. Not because of me, but because of the nonsense that was up in there. Okay? I mean, like, they had everybody looking at that place. And it was one of my worst jobs. Some of the worst leadership ever. Not from every leader, but, some leaders. I'll just say it like that. But it produced relationships that I have today of very good friends, people like Vince, and the strategic business partners that I'm in business with today. But if I kept on this, oh, I hate this job, it's not good, I don't like it, it's everything that I don't want to be, the leadership sucks, and this and that, I would not be able to see the benefit of what it is, what it has produced. And I encourage you today, I'm giving you my story, right? They say people learn better through stories, right? Or other people's examples. So let me be the example today. I want you today to take a moment. And if you could do this every day, that would be ideal. Take a moment, look at what you have, and thank God for it. Now, some people don't believe in a God and you believe in a higher power. Whatever you need, thank them for it. I'll say them because I don't know if you believe in a he or she or whatever. But thank it for it. And I'm telling you, watch what happens. Okay? Watch what happens to your mind. Watch what happens to how you view things. Even your greatest hater, thank them. You want to know why? Because they keep you on your toes. They keep you on point. Why? Because you don't want to give them nothing to hate on. You don't want to give them nothing to hate on. You want to be looking sharp. You want to be doing good. You want to go out there. If nothing else, they provide you sometimes inspiration to go ahead and kick it into another gear just so you can prove them wrong. Thank them. It's not a bad thing. Go thank your parents. Sometimes we didn't grow up in the best families, we have the best relationships with our family members. But thank God for them. Look, your parents, you may not even have a relationship with them, but if they didn't do their thing, what they did, you would not be here to have frustration towards them. Look, I thank God that I wasn't even aborted. I thank God because I could have been aborted. I really could have. My parents, it was during a crazy time, in their life, and that's a whole nother story, but they wanted me, but the baby before me, unfortunately, was a miscarriage. Then obviously they tried again. That's where I came into place. But, some of the story was that there was some things that pretty much could have put me in a position not to be here today. I'll just leave it at that. Okay? So, but I'm thankful, right? I grew up with just my father. My mom left. She was strung out on drugs from the age of 2 for me. She was not in my life. But I'm thankful for her. Because without her, I would not be here. I have qualities of hers that people say that make me uniquely me. But I never had a relationship with her. I could be bitter. I could be frustrated. I could be angry. I could. I got every right to be, according to American society, right? But guess what? No, I'm thankful. I've learned to be thankful. At first, I was bitter and frustrated. I was. But no, I've learned to be thankful. And I encourage you today. What do you have? Not like, look at what you have. Not what do you have. Look at what you have. And be thankful. Because guess what? Looking at it from a place of gratefulness allows you to see the true value in it. And then once you know the true value in it, you can learn how to take care of it. One of the greatest inspirational men of God that I know is Dr. Miles Monroe, the late great Dr. Miles Monroe. He used to have a saying that I live by: when purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. When purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. I'll say it again for effect because it's that important. When the purpose of something is unknown, abuse is inevitable. What that means is when you're not grateful and thankful for what you have, that typically means, or I'll go out on a cliff and say, that means you don't truly understand its purpose. Because if you really understood its purpose, if we really understood its purpose, we would not abuse it. That's why men beat on their wives, right? Husbands sometimes beat on their wives, and sometimes women beat on their husbands. Why? Because they don't understand the true purpose of a husband. So they beat him. They talk bad about him. A man hitting his woman, right? Friends getting fights. Don't appreciate and thankful for the friend that you have, so you argue with and you backstab. We do different things because we don't understand its purpose. If we really understood its purpose, and that purpose is made very clear, y'all, when we are grateful and thankful for it, and we look at the value that it has added into our lives, man, we will never abuse it. Like, think about it. What if you had a bank card, right? And that bank card gave you access to $1 billion. You got an unlimited amount of money. Let's just say unlimited amount of money, whenever you need it. How well would you take care of that bank card? You only got one of them. Think about that. You only got one bank card your whole life. That was it. And that bank card worked at any ATM. And you can take out as much money at any ATM. It would give access. If that ATM had 20 grand in it, you could be able to empty that 20 grand out. Okay? Let's just say that. And you go to the next ATM all for the rest of your life. But if that bank card gets destroyed or, and messed up or anything like that, it's gone. You don't get access anymore. There's no second card. How would you take care of that card? Oh man, that card would be in an airlock case. You be spending billions of dollars on new technology to keep the plastic from deteriorating and materials. And I don't know if that plastic deteriorates. I don't know. But y'all know what I'm saying. Like, you be doing everything to protect that card. You probably have armed security guards walking with the card. The highest technology, just analyzing the card and making sure it's good at all times. I mean, it'd be like Fort Knox on your card, your bank card. Right? Because that card is so valuable for you that you want to make sure it stays around forever. Okay? Even after you're gone, you can pass it on to your kids. That's how we should treat our relationships. That's how we should treat even sometimes the haters in our lives, right? They're valuable. I'm telling you. All right? They're valuable. These people are like absolutely valuable. Things, what you have, your car is valuable. It might be a bucket, but guess what? That bucket gets you back and forth to work every day. The bus, you might be mad that it's late sometime, but guess what? It gets you there faster than you walking. I'm just trying to bring perspective on a day when my heart is so heavy, but I have so much gratitude for the life that was lived and how Vince lived his life, that he, even after he's gone, ignites a spirit of happiness in the people that he touched and who, and I can't even really explain it. But what I can explain is, I challenge you today to stop what you're doing and begin to think about everything in your life, and to begin to think about the value that everything around you adds to you. I'm out looking right now at the trees. It seems like I can just pass right through it. Don't even think about it. It's the tree, random tree. But that tree gives off oxygen that I can breathe. And I'm thankful. I have a car. I'm thankful for it. Is it the Tesla that I want? No, but it gets me just the same place where I need to go, like a Tesla. And I'll encourage you to do the same. You'd be surprised how your mind's eye will open up and you'll start seeing the value of things. And then you'll see that everything that you think you need in order to be happy, successful, blah, 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 all these things, it's right there in front of you, and it's been there in front of you the whole time. So that's it this week. Why we need to be grateful every day. On the Journey podcast, navigating entrepreneurship, got to be grateful for the opportunities that are presented, even the struggles, the failures that make your business better. Your personal development, got to be grateful for the ups and downs, sometimes even the tragedies, because they make you stronger. And also the relationships. Those relationships, the good, the bad, and the ugly ones, they help you to learn about yourself and to learn about people at a much deeper level. Be grateful for that. All right? I'm Terrell Ward. I love y'all. God bless. Talk to you next time.